Before I start this video, I just want to mention that when I made this video, I was sick and I was also kind of tired and I just wanted to get it done. So yeah, you guys might not understand me during this video, but if you do, then how? Please tell me, how do you understand me? Also, the game footage might seem a little shitty or bad, maybe even laggy. That's because I haven't received a new graphics card yet, and I just want to make a new video. So I'm just gonna be absolutely pushing my PC to the limits, and hopefully it won't fry itself during this video. So yes, now with that cleared up, let's get to the actual video. I just wanted to clear that up before you guys go to my comment section. Okay, thank you. Hello, and welcome back to my summer car, where today I will be checking out a mod that came out recently for this game. It is called the Panier 250, or in real life it's the Page. How the fuck do you pronounce that?
Peugeot.
Ah, it's Peugeot. Yes, it's based on the Peugeot 250. Now, I have also installed the Satsuma Electro... We're off to a great start, aren't we? Now, mind you that I have already played this mod like a lot, so I know everything about the mod. I have the car fully customized, and this car is pretty good. I'd say it's even better than the regular old Satsuma, which is I don't know if it's good or not because the Satsuma is very customizable, but the Panier is not that customizable. It is kind of, but not really. You cannot really tune the engine unlike on the Satsuma, but I will show you guys in a bit, okay? That's the fucking Roscoe, and that's my fucking Ricochet. That Ricochet is a piece of shit. It keeps spinning out all the time. Maybe just my shitty driving, though. That thing, it's pretty okay. I, fixed it and stuff. But I do not want to drive this thing as well, because, yeah, I'm still having a problem with this. My fucking hood keeps falling off. God, oh shit. And there it is. The Pioneer 250. Which is, as you guys can see, it is very much based off of the Peugeot 205. And I actually like this little French car. It is like, just look how fucking tiny this thing is. It's I think this is like the smallest car that I have ever driven in my summer car. Like, I've driven I've driven the big poop truck, I've driven the Satsuma, I have even driven the Roscoe, it's pretty big too. But yeah, the Pioneer is gonna be the smallest car mod that I've ever seen for this game. And yes, it is drivable, as you can see. So yeah, let's get to the features. For the first feature is pretty visible. Hell yeah. You can lock the doors on this car. I think this is the first ever car mod in this game that has lockable doors, and you can just unlock them by just simply putting your cursor over the little keyhole there, just pressing, and then it just unlocks. And yes, it also has custom door sounds. It has a lot of custom sounds. Yes, you can also lock the boot or the trunk. I don't know. I'm not British. Yeah, the trunk opens, closes, and with the driver door it's the same. You just do that, and then you have entrance to your Pioneer 250. But before I get to the interior of this car, I'm gonna talk about the exterior of this car, starting with paintable body parts. Now, this is the factory paint, or like the paint when I got this car. I haven't painted it because I actually like it as white, but the color spawn will be random. The car spawns with a stock set of rims, which are basically just black steelies. I do not have those installed right now, but you can buy two more different rims for this car. As you can see, I have these like cool sporty rims. Another feature it has that you can find these fender flares for the car and then just slap them on, if I just could, just like that, and it sticks on like that. And then you have a slightly wider body. I think that's present on the real life Peugeot 205 on the more sportier rim trims. I think it was like the GTI or something. I'm not really sure about French cars. But I think this is supposed to be like turning into a more sporty trim. Two other parts which you can find for the car, not buy, because you have to buy the rims, but to find parts. Another one is the driving lamps, or as I like to call them, the marker lights. You can just stick them onto the bumper here like this. I will get to more exterior features soon. But yes, you can just stick them onto the bumper like that, and then they just stay on there. You don't have to bolt them down or anything. You don't have to put any wiring in. They just automatically work, which is pretty cool because I am not doing all that again after doing it on the Satsuma and blowing it up many times. What the fuck are you doing? Now, the coolest part about this mod, in terms of exterior, is that you can get it with optional extras. And how does that work? It's basically tied with the seed of your game. I have like the fully stock one. I don't have any optionals here, but you can get optionals for a red like stripe replacing this gray part here. You can get alternative taillights. You can get cleared out headlight blinkers here, and you can get some changes on the interior too. I will get to them once I get to the interior of this car. Now, hopping into this car is very standard. Just open the door, you get in the car, close the door, and then you are welcome inside your own Panier 250. Starting off with air conditioning. Yes, this car has a working air conditioner. You turn on the ignition. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but that is my air conditioner working. And yes, you can actually change these dials here. You can move that, you can like change how fast it's blowing, and then you can change the direction where it goes. Another cool feature about this car is the radio. Now, if you are a long-time Mazda car player, you probably know that most cars, excluding the Rusko, has a built-in radio. But all those radios are complete shitty because you have to manually adjust the frequency. They also sound like shit. And with the CD player in the Satsuma, sure, it can automatically find you like the 2 radio stations existing in this whole goddamn game. But in the Pioneer 250, this radio here is different in a good way. Now, starting off with turning on the radio, it's pretty simple. You just use this knob to turn it on. I do not have the radio set to any radio stations for copyright reasons because I already got hit by YouTube like twice. So I'm just gonna play it safe and just play some static noise. But as you can see, there are buttons above here, and those buttons actually work. You can see they are presets which you can either select, or you can even save those presets to those buttons. So just hold the button and then it will save that frequency to that button. And also you can use these tuners to like find your radio station, or you can hold the button down and then the car will start automatically finding a radio station for you. It's basically seek mode, as you can see on the screen. Again, for copyright reasons, I'm not going to play any music, but this car strongly supports the cassette tape mod, which you can also get from the same website, Nexus Mods. I will put a link down in the description for both of those mods. But it works with the cassette player mod. As you can see, I have like 3 cassettes in this car. 2 of them are in the glove box and this one is up here. And yes, this pocket here actually works. I'll get to that later. But yes, you can put a cassette in here, and then you can use these 2 buttons here to like seek through the cassette, or like, you know, rewind or fast forward. And then you just simply use this to turn it off. And this button here just ejects the cassette out, which is pretty nice because, come on, you don't want to lose your cassette in the player now, do you? Now, another cool feature about this car are both of these stalks. So basically, let's start with the left one. As you can see, if I try to press on the steering wheel, the horn doesn't go off. And if I left click on this stalk, it just uses the lights, because that's what Peugeot does for some reason. But on the Pioneer, you can use right click on your mouse to use the horn. And the same right click technique works on the other stock as well, because here you got your right wipers with 3 modes. You got slow mode, you got fast mode, and then you have your faster mode. Now, what happens if you right click on it? If you hold right click, you can spray the windshield washing fluid. This is amazing. You can never do this in Mazda car. But this, with this mod, you can. And you don't have to refuel the tank because it just goes on forever. And this car also has a rear wiper. Basically, you just look at your stock, you press left click on the tip here, and then you have your slow mode. And then your fast mode, which is pretty cool. And it also has a, like, this water sprinkler on the back. You just hold right click on here, and as you can see, it's spraying the washing fluid. This is amazing. I cannot stop using this. The dome light in the car works like any normal car. You got your off mode, you got door open mode, and then you have on mode. I usually keep it on door open just because, well, you know why. It's obvious. When this game hits nighttime, it is really dark, and opening the door when I reached home really helps me out. It also helps me out on the Satsuma and all the other cars. Now, if you can see, I have a subwoofer panel on the back of the car, which is in the place of the parcel shelf. Well, you can remove the parcel shelf from the car. You just simply go somewhere here. It's kind of clunky for this mod, but hey, it's a mod. I'm not gonna... Yeah, look, remove parcel shelf here, and just hold right click, and boom, it pops right off. And you can just replace it with the other parcel shelf, which actually comes with the car. You have to buy this one separately from the same guy who sells you the wheels. Those ones. Another thing about the rear of the car is that when you get in the car, just like that, you can actually fold the rear seats down so you can get more trunk space. And you can do the same with the front passenger seat. You cannot do it with the driver's seat, but you can do it with the front passenger seat, as you can see. It is pretty cool. You can get more space in this car because, yeah, you're gonna be needing that extra space because this is very tiny. Another thing in the back of the car is that when you click here, you can actually prop open these little side windows just like in a real car, and then you can like air it out, which is a pretty cool detail from the developer of this car mod. Now, one thing which I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this car is a diesel, so when you first turn on the ignition, you have to wait for the glow plugs to heat up, and once they're heated up, you can just... and the car just fires up right like that. It is a good little car. Now, your gauge cluster is pretty standard. You got your high beams, you got your parking brake warning here, you got your oil temperature thing, you got your oil light, you got your battery light, you got your blinkers, which also have a custom sound. And then all the way over here you have your glow plugs lights, which you need to keep an eye on if you're starting the car. And also this little icon here for the fuel actually lights up too if you're about to run out of diesel. Now on the center console here you can get pretty standard buttons here. You got your hazard lights, you got your defroster. I mean, why would you need the defroster? It's fucking summer. And you got your rear fog lights, which actually do function if you step out the car, turning them on. They should turn on with your headlights, which I've completely forgotten about. If you just do like that, check that out, they are on. I cannot believe I just forgot that fog lights do not work with your headlights. And now for the interior extras, starting off with the windows. As you can see, my car has manual window cranks, which you have to use your mouse scroll wheel in order to move it up or down. Same goes for the right one. But if you get the extra, you can get power windows. The buttons should appear somewhere on the door, on the bottom here. And if you do, you are very lucky. I want power windows. Another extra is an alternative steering wheel. This steering wheel is the basic default one. So that means that this is not like the optional steering wheel. But the optional steering wheel is kind of similar with just like one or like this 2-spoke wheel. I'm sorry if you guys can hear this. This is my real life steering wheel. Oh man. And another optional thing you can get in this car is an alternative interior. I should put a image on the screen right now if I do find an image, but if I don't, well, boo-hoo. But yes, you can get a different interior style. This is, again, the default one, so yeah, this car is kind of boring, really. Now, this car comes with a 4-speed automatic, which you can still separately select gears when you're driving from 1, 2, 3, and 4. But it is an automatic transmission, and honestly, I kind of like it. Now, one downside of this small French car is that the performance is absolute crap, which I'm going to demonstrate right now. As you can see, I'm sitting behind the wheel. I'm in driving mode. My car is on. And I am ready to roll on to the highway, because that dirt road is pretty bad right now. So, yeah. So what you want to do is you want to hold in your brake pedal, and then while holding it, you want to go reverse, neutral, and then forward, which is basically drive. And then once you let go of the pedal, your car wants to like slingshot itself. But once you floor it, as I am, this car is pretty slow. Now that little pocket on the dashboard actually works, as you can see. It's holding one of my cassette cases in it, and it stays in there pretty good. I have to pay attention to the road. The braking performance on this car is also not the best, because when you slam on your brakes, your wheels lock up and then you cannot steer. And when you don't press the brakes enough, the car just doesn't really stop. The brakes are just pretty either old or worn out or something like that, I don't know. But as you can see, I am currently flooring the gas pedal on this car, and it is moving pretty slowly. I have just reached 100 kilometers an hour. My Satsuma would have reached 120 by now. This car is still going. I'm also going downhill, so that's why it's picking up speed better. But in terms of like actually driving and handling in this car, it is amazing for what it is, because on the dirt road, I can send this car flying down the dirt road and I wouldn't fear of losing control in this game, in this thing. Because even though it doesn't have traction control, it still handles really well on both the dirt road and the asphalt road, or the highway as some people might refer it as. Now, this is the comfort of having a automatic transmission in this car, because I do not have to switch gears, which I'm pretty lucky, because my setup is kind of crappy right now, and the way my shifter and everything's positioned, I would rather not want to mess around with shifting. But yeah, this car may be slow and slightly underpowered, but it is a diesel, and it is amazing on dirt roads. I'm gonna turn on the headlights here. As you can see, the high beams on the headlights work pretty good. And also, as you can see, I'm flooring it down the... Oh shit. So, it appears that I have crashed the car, which is entirely my fault, because I hate this goddamn turn right here. I always send my cars flying up this hill, and then it just comes to like an abrupt stop here, and then you just send your car flying off of it and then just fly into the forest here, as I did with the Panier 250. But as you guys saw, this car handles pretty well on dirt roads, like how much you saw. But as you can see, the windshield is also breakable on this car. And luckily, you do not have to pay for any repairs to the car. You can just simply save your game and then come back, and then your car will be just fine. Now, one thing that you might have noticed already on the car is, what is this brown stuff in my car? No, it is not shit. No, it is not dried blood. It is dirt. Oh yeah. The Panier 250 mod supports the Sats Dirt mod, as you can see on the screen right there. And it works pretty well. The windshield washing fluid actually helps you see better when your car is extremely dirty, and you can wash the car with the same sponge as you wash your Satsuma. The Sats Dirt mod, as far as I know, works with the Hayasukyo Ricochet ST mod, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So, my final rating for this car, it is an 11 out of 10 on nexusmods.com. I really recommend trying this car mod. It is stinking amazing. This car is actually pretty safe too, because you saw that speed I just sent that car flying off of. And I am still alive in the ditch with the car. Now, I don't know if it still starts or not. I'm not sure about engine damage in this game. And somebody's... Who's calling me? So, my final thoughts on this mod? It is one of the best mods that has ever been uploaded to nexusmods.com. I would really recommend checking this car out. It is free as well, as you don't have to pay anything like that, unlike on, what, BOG Drive. But yes, I strongly recommend getting this mod. It is like one of the best car mods ever made. I just cannot express that enough. It's even better than when the drawable EDM came out and when the drawable Ricochet came out. This is, like, by far the best standalone car. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please comment down below, like, subscribe, just do absolutely anything. I'm not forcing you to, but just, you know, if you like it, you can just like the video and subscribe to me to see more of random videos on this very dead channel. I do upload very rarely on this channel because I have a lot of IRL things with, like, doing in the background and stuff. I did make a video on that too. I'm gonna put it on the screen. But yeah, thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys whenever I upload a new video here. Bye bye. I still have to figure out my outro, so just please don't hate on me.